Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Mega Knight from Clash Royale. Let's get started at the top with the helmet. So I'm going to start with a curve from left to right coming down in the middle and then back up on the right side. Now from here I'm just going to go straight up along the sides with a short line. And then I'm going to connect those 2 points with another curve coming down in the middle. Let's add the little bolts on the inside. So one on the left and one on the right. Starting on the left side, we're going to draw a circle. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now we want to show that this rim kind of curves around. So we want to draw just the sides of the bolt on either side here. So on the left side, we're going to do a little half circle. We'll do another half circle on the right side. Now from the top corners, we want to step in and just draw 2 angled lines going up. Now we'll connect those 2 points with a curve going in the opposite direction. Going up in the middle, then down on the right. We're going to add a little feather coming up from the right side here. So let's start with a little plug first. So 2 short lines coming up. We'll connect the 2 top points with a curve. Now let's draw the center feather coming out over towards the left. So from the middle, we're going to curve up towards the left. We're going to round it out and then just taper it back down towards the bottom. We're going to add one just tucked in behind here. So at the bottom we're going to step over, curving up, and then we'll just pull this in behind. We're going to draw one more along the bottom. So down here we're going to curve around and then just pull it down towards the plug. Let's continue down the helmet. From this point on the left we're going to step in slightly, just drawing a short line coming down. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now I want to overlap those 2 points with another curve along the bottom part of the mask. So coming over, step down, curve towards the middle, then back up on the right side. Now from here we're going to draw 2 lines coming down. Now in the center I want to draw one longer line coming down the center for a seam. And then we're going to connect this point to the center with a curve. We'll go back up along the right side. On the side here, just want to show the thickness of the side of the helmet. So this line, we're going to step in, draw another line, do the same thing on the right side. Now let's go in and draw in the eyes. So right in the middle, just down below, we're going to draw a little point. From this point, I'm going to curve up and over towards the right, curve up and over towards the left. Now we're going to tuck the eyes in underneath this little trim here. So it's basically like an oval, starting at the top, circle around, then bring that back up. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to tuck the iris and pupil underneath this little trim here. So we're going to draw almost like a half circle. And then in the center we're going to draw a small tiny circle for the pupil and we'll color that in black. Let's do the same thing on the right. Just below here, we're going to draw on the sides of the nose. On the left side, we'll just curve up and in. On the right, we'll do the same thing. And then on the side here, we're just going to show a little bit of the cloth. So just around the eye, starting from the top, we'll just curve around the eye, and then back down. Do the same thing on the right side. Let's go down here and draw the openings on the helmet. So right here, we draw one straight line coming down, leaving a gap along the bottom and the top. We're going to move over and draw that same line. Now we're going to connect these 2 points with a curve along the top and bottom. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to add another one over on the side here. So stepping over, draw another line coming down, and one on the outside. We'll connect the bottom and the top with a slight curve. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now I want to show a little bit of thickness in these openings. So on the left side here, I'm going to step in, just follow that same line coming down. Now we're going to curve along the bottom towards the right. We're going to fill that inside area in black. And then from the 2 bottom corners, we're just going to connect it with an angled line. Let's do the same thing to all of these openings. Now we're going to go to the right side and just flip it over. So we're going to start on the right side with a straight line. And we'll connect the corners and fill this in black. On the side of the helmet, we're just going to add the two little hinges. So right here alongside this line, we're going to draw two short lines coming out. We'll connect it with a straight line down the side. We're going to draw two more lines on the inside. And then on the end here, we're just going to draw a small little half circle. We do the same thing over on the right side. So lining up the top and then the bottom. Okay, so now that we got the helmet, let's work our way down the body. I'm going to start with the upper part of the armor first. So from this corner here, I just want to angle down and out. And do the same thing on the right side. I'm going to curve the chest going down the side. So from here, I'm just going to curve around and then down. Do the same thing on the right, making sure they're at the same height. Now we're just going to come in towards the center with a straight line. We're going to leave a gap in the middle. So right here, we're going to leave a little gap. Now right here, we're going to draw like an upside down V, going up towards the middle and then down on the right side. Now we're going to show the bottom edge of the chest. So from the corners, we're just going to angle two lines coming down and in. Now I'm going to take these points and just follow along this edge on the inside. In towards the middle. Now we're going to take this top point and this bottom point and connect it with a straight line. And we'll connect these 2 points with an angled line and the same thing on the right. Now from these 2 points, we're going to curve down the side of the body. So from here, we're just going to round this out and come down. Do the same thing on the right side. Now before I draw on the lower part of the belt, I want to draw on the large belt buckle. So it's basically a large rectangle. So just below the chest, go across with a straight line. Come down on either side, and we'll close off the bottom. Now I'm going to draw a smaller rectangle on the inside, leaving an even spaced gap along the sides, top, and bottom. Now that I have the belt buckle in place, I'm going to take these 2 points and just curve in behind the buckle, leaving a little bit of an overlap along the bottom. So we're just going to curve down and in. Then we're going to step up and draw that same curve. Starting from the outside, curving in behind the buckle. On the right side here, I just want to draw the end of the belt. Starting at the top, we'll curve around and then back down. Over on this side, we're going to add 2 small circles. One on the inside and one on the outside. Now before I get into the legs, I want to draw the 2 large mace fists. So basically they're just large circles on either side of the hips. So right here, I'm going to locate one. So starting at the top, almost at the same height as the belt, I'm going to start by drawing a circle. I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. So I'll line up the top. So right here, I want to make sure I come down towards the same height. Now along the top, I'm just going to draw another smaller curve for the cuff. Starting on the outside, I'm going to curve up, and then just pull that down towards the inside. Let's do the same on the right. Curving up, and then down. Let's layer the arms in behind. So from the shoulders, we're going to step down and curve just on the side of this cuff. Curving out, and then down. We step on the inside, just curve it out, but it gets a little bit wider as you come in behind the body. Let's do the same thing on the right. So we're going to line up the inside right here, curving down. Go up towards the shoulder, curving out, and then down in behind the cuff. Let's add in the sleeve. So on the outside here, we're going to curve up and then down. Do the same thing on the right. Now we can go in and add the spikes to the mace. So we're going to start in the center of the circle. We're going to draw in a square. And then we're just going to connect the corners with the diagonal line. Let's go over to the right and do the same thing. So we're going to line up the top. then do a diagonal line just connecting the corners. Let's add the spikes on the sides and at the bottom. So over here on the left, we're going to line up the top, come out and down. We're going to pull that down behind the circle. We're going to take that and flip it over on the inside. And we're going to do the same at the bottom. So we want to make sure that the width is the same as a square. Starting on the outside, coming down to a point, and back out. Let's do the same on the right. So lining this up, come in to a point, then down. We'll do the opposite on the right, and then along the bottom. So lining up the edge, okay, so now that we got the big fist in place, we're going to draw on the lower body. So I'm going to start at the point in the belt. I'm going to curve it out and down, in behind the mace. And then in between here, just down here, we're going to draw a curve from the lower part of the armor. From here, we're going to draw in the legs. We're going to stick this underneath the armor. So in between, in the middle, we're going to leave a gap. On the left side, we're going to curve down. On the right, we'll curve it down. We want to move to the outside and draw the outer part of the leg. So I'm going to locate this right here, right where the mace meets the lower part of the armor. We're going to draw the same curve coming down to the same height. Do the same thing on the right. Now on the left side here, I just want to overlap these 2 points with another curve. Starting on the outside, curving down, and then back up. This is just for the edge of the boot. Now on the left side here, I'm just going to curve down and in towards the heel. Do the same thing on the right side. And we're going to draw another curve going out towards the toe. So from the heel to the toe, the same thing on the right side, making sure they're at the same length. You want to make sure that these come out further than the top of the boot. From this point, I'm going to curve it up and in, draw a straight line going across to just below that point, and we're going to draw a straight line coming down. From that point, I want to curve in towards the inside of the leg, just following that same curve up above. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So curving up and in, draw a straight line coming across just below this line. We'll connect it with a straight line. Take this point and curve towards the inside of the foot. Now on the inside of the leg, we're going to draw 2 little bolts. So on the left side here, we're going to draw a circle from top to bottom, and then we'll draw a smaller circle on the inside. Go to the right and do the same thing. And then along the bottom of the boot, we're just going to draw a little trim. Stepping up, just follow that same curve from heel to toe. Now I want to go in and add a little bit of texture to the bottom part of the armor and the sleeve. So let's start down here first. Just below the belt, we're going to add a series of circles, even-sized circles going across. Starting on the left side, just going to draw circles that are just touching along the side. You can just tuck this in underneath the belt. I want to work my way across, just following that same curve. And go all the way until we run out of space. So I'm going to take this one and just stretch it out just a little bit. Now below this line, we're just going to go in between and draw another circle, same size. So we'll start over here. And then at the open gaps, I just want to fill in the gap here. So starting at the bottom here, go across and down. And we'll just tuck that in behind the mace. And now we're going to go again, drawing another layer here. If you got a little bit of space in between, that's okay. You can try to squeeze them in. And again, we're going to go in behind the mace. And then we'll fit in one more row along the bottom. I'm just going to tuck in one more there, and one more in that little corner there. We can go up to the sleeves and do the same thing. So I'm going to start along the side edge first, starting on the corner, and then we'll work our way upwards. Just tuck that in behind there. Right in here, we'll probably fit one. Draw a half circle along the bottom. You can just go in and just fill in these little open gaps as you wish. Down here, we'll draw another circle. Work our way upwards. In between. And that's pretty much it. There it is. There's a Mega Knight from Clash Royale. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you check out our Clash Royale playlist. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.